can't hear me at the back, can't you? Firstly, I'd like to thank John for his kind words on behalf of the bridesmaids. I'm sure they'll thank you personally later, in their own way. I'm sure you'll all agree they're looking absolutely gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, every now and then we get such a rare opportunity to speak of a man who is witty, charming, intelligent and good looking. Although I really shouldn't talk about myself because this speech is I'm sure you'll all agree it's been a fantastic day so far. But unfortunately every silver lining has a cloud, and that comes in the form of me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Raj. I've known John for well over 20 years, since we met one fateful day at primary school. I approached him in the corridor, held out my hand and said hi. He took my hand in turn and said, "Hello, chocolate man." I would firstly like to take this opportunity to thank John for asking me to be his best man today. It really is an honour to be asked and a pleasure to fulfil this role. And to be honest, for him for finally admitting after all these years I actually am the best man. I do have to tell you today I am actually rather nervous, which is very uncharacteristic of me. Just to put in perspective of how nervous I am, this is actually the 5th time I've risen from a warm seat to put a piece of paper in my hand. That's a bit graphic, huh? I should have reserved that for later, maybe. There's imagery going on now. Now, John was a bit worried for some strange reason about this speech. He was under an illusion that I may give his in-laws the wrong impression, that I'd humiliate him somehow, or reveal some facts that he would rather remain hidden. So he gave me a list of some subjects he'd rather not mentioned, which I've got them here. Something anyway. Havos 98, Tenerife 99, Gran Canaria 03, Gran Canaria 04, Gran Canaria 05, Betsy the Village Mule, Fresh English Produce, Guy Forget. Well, I mean, you get the impression. I mean, I've got a short list here. So, John called me up about 18 months ago now, and we spoke as we usually did, catching up on the day's events. But then his voice went very quiet and very serious. He seemed to take a deep breath, paused, and he asked me what I felt about marriage. I was rather taken aback, but I felt I had to be honest with him. I told him I was flattered, but what happened between us? Age 12 years old was a mistake and best left in the past. In all seriousness, this phone call did actually happen. And though I was a little sceptical initially, I told John to follow his heart, which he duly did. Katie thankfully accepted his proposal, and they've grown into this fantastic couple, which culminated into this wonderful day. When I look at the two of them together, it's certainly clear to me how alike and perfect for each other they are. They both exude intelligence, ambition, a fantastic work ethic. Though I think John is punching slightly above his weight, good looks too. Now I know John touched on subjects about how they first met, but I thought I'd go through it, how it actually happened. Only because he was probably embarrassed. It was actually rather like the movie Sleepless in Seattle. Well, at least it would have been if Tom Hanks had snogged Meg Ryan at Fifth Avenue nightclub, and then treated himself to a chicken souvlaki for the long walk home. Dude, alone, I might add. Since that day, they've been practically inseparable, aside from their difficult work shift patterns, of course, but those times give John a chance to catch up with all of his friends. Though even at that time he reserves the subject matter to that of Katie, which I think rather sweet. Everyone. But he regularly tells me that he misses her immensely when they're not together, and he actually talks about her a lot when on police duty, specifically when he's restraining and handcuffing someone. Being the chaste and innocent person I am, I don't understand what that means to me. Now, when I sat down and started writing this speech about a couple of hours ago, I thought out carefully what could be said about Jon, and the truth is there isn't a lot that hasn't been said of such a man. As the cliche goes, they truly did break the mould when he was made. Stories in hearsay about whether Peter and Helen returned to the maker and asked for their money back remain unsubstantiated. As we were growing up, people were amazed about how two individuals who were the complete opposite could be such good friends. I would always describe myself as the more socially driven, whereas Jon was more academic. My team was Manchester United, whereas Jon's was Liverpool. I was into blondes, whereas Jon had a penchant for brunettes. I liked girls, and well, might be overstepping the market. As we entered our teens, it was still great to have Jon as a good friend. Teenage life is never an easy time, and a rejection is by far and away the worst thing. I know all about the humiliation of being turned away. From football teams for not being good enough, from jobs for not being smart enough, from women for not being charming enough, and from pubs for not looking old enough. Yes, I saw Jon do all of those things. And he remained, and he carried himself with dignity all throughout. Now here we are, 20 years down the line, and still the best of friends. For at least another couple of minutes anyway. I always knew Jon would be the first to marry. He has a self-assurance which has stuck with him throughout his years and got him to where he is now. Sweating a lot here, sorry. If I've not embarrassed him enough, I'll remind him of something he told myself and Paul a few years ago when we went on holiday together. He told us that in Katie, who he'd actually known for only a few weeks at that stage, was the girl he was going to marry. That's not Of course we openly scoffed at him, but I think we both knew deep down he was right. So as the speech draws to a close and I sit down and shut up, I have some cards to read out, though not too many, as I'm sure you're all desperate to go to the bar as I am. We have one here it's from Linda, is that right? To Katie and Jon, health, happiness, love and laughs are my prescription. Enjoy your new home and keep in touch. Lots of love, Linda. There's another one around here, I've just written down here. It says, Jon, thanks for the weekends lazing by the pool. I do hope you made the right choice. All my love, Michael Barrymore. one more to go. I don't quite understand this. Certain people here might know the significance of this. It says, Lady Nina in Berlin. She's obviously not much of a speaker. All she says is, Schatzi.
Run for it!
All there is left for me to do is congratulate the happy couple. Katie, thank you for making Jon so happy. These past few years you've been around for being the best and will continue to get better. Take with you my best mate and look after him for me. You can loan me back in sometimes, and I look forward to showing him in the future. So sweet. I'll leave you all now with these final words, which you may be surprised is the only thing I've plagiarised in this whole script. I thought it was extremely apt, to be fair. Marriage in this day and age is far from easy. With all the external pressures of day-to-day life, you will need to grow together in mutual trust and understanding, whilst not forgetting what first brought you together. In other words, may your love be modern enough to survive the times, yet old-fashioned enough to last forever. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please raise your glasses for the happy couple, Mr. and Mrs. Hutchinson. That's me done.
Well done, Mark.
There is a guest book which we'd like everyone to sign at some stage, which is by the front door on the right-hand side. If you can try and keep the messages clean, and all that has to be said now is enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Thank you.